title champion?
John Tate. I'll be champion for the 4th time.
I hope so.
No hope, we know so.
Beautiful.
We never said we hope so. We know so. Champ 4 times.
That's the best you can say.
All right.
You sure you do it?
We sure. We know we're gonna do it.
Beautiful.
Hello, ladies.
Ecuador.
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Thank you.
Another bridge.
From Canada, don't forget. I'm from Canada.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Germany.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll ask this guy.
You gotta shake it. You better make it back.
Told you.
See, south side of Chicago is where I'm from.
Thank you, bro. Nice. I got a woman there.
Hey, Muhammad, how's it going? Say hi for the Cuban people here, man.
Ali. What do you think they're taking this picture?
Beautiful, man.
How do you do? How do you do? Man.
So this video is meant to be thought-provoking. You know, I've always looked at that footage of Muhammad Ali walking the streets there, and I've thought, like, why couldn't have Elvis have walked the streets of Memphis back in his day like that? Like, how much better would Elvis's life have been if he could have been like that? You know, and some of you I know are saying, well, he couldn't, he was Elvis. He was bigger than Muhammad Ali, you know, and there's an argument for that for sure. I kind of think he was. Or maybe was that all worked up in Elvis's head by maybe the Memphis Mafia or Parker? No, you got to stay inside, stay away. We can't handle the crowds. And there were definitely times that we all could note that Elvis was surrounded and mobbed by crowds, and where he couldn't move or anything like that. Most of the time, Elvis, if he was going to be around his fans, that's without a lot of bodyguards, he would just go down to the gates, maybe ride the horses at Graceland, stop, sign some autographs, have some small talk. But to actually walk the streets and have the freedom to open up the gates and just walk down the streets of Elvis Presley Boulevard, walking, shaking hands like we see here. You know, I don't know the answer to this question. Maybe he could have. Like I said, maybe it was all worked up. Elvis pretty much had to live a nocturnal life. You know, run out the Memphian at night, watch movies. He couldn't do it during the day. Run out the fairgrounds. He had to do everything secluded with a select group of people. How much better would Elvis's life been if he could have been in the public? You know, Muhammad Ali said that he felt bad for Elvis, and that when Muhammad Ali met Elvis that time in February 1973, that he said he encouraged Elvis to get out and to go amongst the fans and to be around the people. It'd be better for him mentally. And Elvis was like, you know, I don't think I can do that. You know, it'd just be too crazy. And I don't think that it would have been, it may have been a little dangerous, and he probably should have went out with his security. But also, I just think it wouldn't have been as much people ripping and tearing his clothes apart like times in the 50s. I think it would have been a little more mellow. I mean, we even know that time in, or the alleged time in 1968, where Steve Bender took Elvis down Sunset Boulevard or somewhere around there just to show Elvis that he's maybe not as big as he was, and Elvis supposedly wasn't recognized. You know, that may have been different in Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, LA, but maybe not in Memphis. But I think he should have had his own his own little community. He should have been able to walk the streets himself. And what I was saying was, I don't think people would have like ripped at him so much as I think they just would have crowded around him so much that he couldn't move. He wouldn't be able to get anywhere. They would just surround him. Probably the crowds would have backed up into the street. Traffic would have been messed up. I mean, that's one of the reasons why Elvis said he couldn't go to church, was because all the focus would be on him and not the pastor and the message. And I get that too. So us as, you know, or let me pose this side. Could Elvis have done it? Say I worked at a place one time and it was a public place, and Barry Sanders of the Detroit Lions, Hall of Famer, would just walk through this place and nobody would bother him. He was a big star. Yeah, not Elvis's caliber, but he's a legend. But the first time I saw him, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, do you guys know who that guy is? And like, oh yeah, he comes in here all the time. What if Elvis would have been like that? What if it was common for Elvis to go out in the public? Then could he maybe have done it? It's a hard question to ask, and we can only speculate and debate, but I'm curious what your thoughts are. I got this thinking, this idea, this thought, this quick idea to make this quick video here, because somebody on my Facebook was saying, and it was a comment to this photo here, us fans, we're to blame about this, because Elvis, he was the sweetest, kindest person, but after he got off stage, he had to run to his car so he wouldn't be mobbed. Why, if us fans weren't like that, Elvis probably would have stopped. He wouldn't have to rush off stage. He could have signed some autographs, maybe taken a few pictures, something like this Muhammad Ali video, where Muhammad Ali is able to walk the streets. And it also could have been the different type of business they were in. Elvis was a movie star, singer, real handsome, that kind of thing. But Muhammad Ali, there was a bit of fear about Muhammad Ali. He could fight. He was a fighting champion. So there might be two different types of crowds, and it might be two different types of environments. You know what I mean? So I'm not quite sure about this. Now, there are times where Elvis actually did walk the streets. There was a time in December 1970, after Elvis got done with his November tour, he got into a fight with Priscilla and his dad, because Priscilla confronted him, and I think it was Vernon as well, about his spending, and Parker was involved with it as well. Elvis got so mad, he said, you guys can't tell me how to spend my money, and he left. He didn't tell anybody where he was going. He got on a plane by himself, on a commercial plane by himself, and what happened? He went to Washington trying to find Joyce Bova. Then I believe he went to LA to get Jerry Schilling. Then he came back to Washington. That's not important. I can find out the details, and I know the details, so don't comment in the comments saying, it's this, and this. Why didn't you say? The details aren't important. I'm kind of forgetting exactly how it went, but he did do a little back and forth. But the point is, he did it in public, and he didn't have to do it at night, and he wasn't mobbed. So part of this, being so secluded, was maybe Elvis's wish too. Maybe Elvis didn't, maybe he just wanted some distance. I don't know, it's hard to say, but like I said, this video is to, and also before I end it, remember that time in June 1977 where he left a hotel because the air conditioning wasn't good? He actually left, walked the streets, and went to another hotel, and he wasn't hurt, he wasn't in danger. I just wish he could have had a more normal life in a sense, and maybe us fans are to blame in that we didn't let him have that. It is what it is. It's just something to talk about. But as you see that footage, what do you think?